The camera's rolling there, hold on. Hold on. Well, I'm just sitting here because I wanted some light from the natural light, which makes a huge difference with how things look. So I think that should be okay. Hopefully the camera's picking me all up. So I wanted to do a quick video where I talk about loyalty and polyamory and monogamy, and what is the way, what is the natural way for men and for women, what is the better way for people, why the religions say certain things on this, and really I just want to express some truth and some thoughts on the topic. And this topic is really has a lot of bullshit around it. Hold on, my back. Suddenly my back's hurting. Okay, this topic has a lot of bullshit around it because you have a lot of people who are in situations and then they're going to completely discourage anyone from doing something different. So if someone's happy in a marriage, then they're going to be like, monogamy's the only way, mate, and if you do something else, that's wrong. And then if someone's doing the opposite and they're being like single and they're just shagging everyone, they're going to say that's the way, and they're going to say, oh, I couldn't do... People like to preach what they're doing, especially if they're happy, you know, someone's found the light of God or whatever, you know, they really like to tell you about it. And I understand that completely because they feel they found the truth, you know, and they found the light, and who wouldn't want to share the light with others unless they were not a nice person? Of course you want to share the light, so that's fine. But here's the raw thoughts that I want to express. I really do truly think it is in male nature, especially because I'm taking, you know, a bit of steroids at the moment. Here's some Anavar, some VAR. This is not very strong, it's kind of weak, but it's a DHT steroid. I'm on other stuff too, and it enhances this feeling I've always had that testosterone and masculinity has a really strong pull towards all the girls, like all the fit girls, all the pretty girls with good genetics, and that's the male drive. And then girls will tell me, oh, girls get that too, girls fancy all the guys as well. Yeah, but not as... When a girl falls in love with someone, I've noticed it seems to be in her nature to forget about every other guy completely. And it's somewhat true for men in the heart, like they're like, oh my gosh, she's the best, I only think of her. But with the body and like in religion they call it the flesh, which is a good distinction to make. The flesh is, for men, going to definitely still pull to, you know, they'll be walking down the street with a girl they love and they will love her, but then they're still going to go, damn, she's fit, she's fit, she's fit, she's fit. Doesn't mean that they're going to, you know, be disloyal, but they're still going to see him. And I guess this is just male nature, and it is what it is. And being on steroids, I can tell you, I feel it way more. I walk down the street, I'm like, damn, 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 damn. And that's okay, because I'm single at the moment, I'm not in a relationship, so I can do that. But I was thinking, I don't like the way it is, because it's like, let's say I'm doing really good at being, this is an odd way to say it, let's say I'm being very good at being single, as in, no, that's not what I mean. Let's say I'm doing really good at the pulling loads of women, getting loads of women, going to bed with loads of girls, getting loads of numbers, having good experiences, hanging out with them, they're liking me, blah, 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 I've got lots of girls on the go. That leads to one of them at some point saying, I really like you, or you say you really like them if it's me, and because I catch feelings, and then one of you says, let's be together, just you and me, and that always feels right at the time, and then you say, yeah, let's be together, just you and me. And isn't it interesting that a period of extreme polyamory, in a way, like seeing this girl, that girl, that girl, that girl, all in the same week or whatever, everyone, you're like on absolute pursuit mode, the better you are at it, the more you pull it off, the more of a pursuing G you are, and the more girls you get to like you, makes it more and more likely that one of them's going to say, can it be just us now, I really like you. So it's funny, the reward for men being extremely promiscuous, not just extremely promiscuous and good at it, and opening your heart. This won't work if you don't open your heart. You have to open your heart and actually try and love the girl. And if you do that, then yeah, you're going to get some girls saying, can it just be us? And then you're going to say, I really like you, yeah, let's do it. And then how can you turn off the thing which you've just been absolutely maxing? To get the girl, you absolutely maxed. See this girl, see that girl, see that girl. That's how it's worked for me. Whenever I've got girls, it's been from a period of, like girlfriends, it's been from a period of speaking to all of them. Like the last girlfriend I got, it was from a period of, I'm now speaking to all the girls I like, not all girls, but all the girls I fancy, I should say, because people will make that joke, oh, you fuck anything that moves, you know, that's what the type of shit men say if you're like pursuing a lot of girls. No, what I mean for me is pursuing all the girls I fancy, all the girls I like, which could be a lot of girls, and it's always from a period of that, so that's extreme polyamory in a way, and you know, well, if you're going to bed with them, yeah, and then it's like, from that is how you end up having most likely one of them saying, I want it to be just us. So it's funny, monogamy follows extreme, the quickest route to monogamy is extreme polyamory. The quickest route to just you and her is, in my experience, is the opposite, is being with all of the girls, and then that makes the sample size large enough where some of these girls are going to catch feelings for you, and then because you've shagged everyone, now 3 of them are like, oh, can it be just us, and you decide which one you really like the most, which is how it should be. You should decide from a group. I believe that, on this note, here's something I want to share. Maybe the best way to find the one, or a one, for you, is to have a huge sample size, like, wow, there's Rachel, there's Shantice, there's Letitia, whoever, you know, you got all these girls that you're involved with in an honest way, not in a bad way, in an honest way where you've got an open heart, and then it's like, okay, who have I got the realest thing with? You know, if you're only with Letitia and there is no other girl, and there's never been another girl, you know, how are you going to really know if that's real, if that's what's real, or have you just not experienced anyone else? But if you're with Letitia and, you know, I'm trying to think of names, Rachel and Jua, and because I'm thinking Jua Lipa, if you're with all these people, then you can really have a gauge of, no, what I have with Letitia is really special, actually. And I can tell that now, because like I'm seeing this girl, that girl, and what I have with this girl is really different. There's something special there. So, you know, that's, I guess, a supportive point to why people should, people would say date nowadays. See lots of girls at the same time until you know who's valuable. But I just find it against, what I'm trying to say is I think it's against male biology to be with loads of girls. Like, it's funny, the monogamy, as I've already explained, follows periods of extreme polyamory. Chasing that girl. It's the quickest route to, you know, being with like 5 girls in 1 week is the quickest route to getting a girl to say, can it be just us? And then you end up with just her. And then how can you turn that off? Your brain is still in hyper maxed pursuit mode. So even when you're walking with your girlfriend that you love, you're still going to be like, your brain's like, clock, I could chase her. It doesn't mean you're going to, but you can override that. But this is why I sit there and I go, why should a man have to override that? Maybe it's wrong. Maybe he should, you know, pursue, keep doing that. One girl's like, I want it to be just us. He's like, okay, you can be my main then. And then he spends the most time with that girl, and he just keeps being a chaser because that's what his truth is as a man. Do you see what I'm saying? And girls will say, but this is bad. How could you say that? Yeah, but you get to live your truth. And the female truth is usually a bit different. They fall in love with a guy, and they usually, and I've observed this in lots of different people I know, and stories I've been told by flatmates and things, people close to me, girls' truth will often be, I love him, I can't think of anyone else. Men's truth, often, if they've got high testosterone or they're on steroids, will often be, I love her so much. And oh yeah, there's other girls too, yeah, they're cool, but I love my girl, my baby. But was there any other girls, mate? Yeah, but that's nothing, mate. It's nothing. But they have to keep it on the low because it's like the girls would think it's a big deal. And a girl might say, that's so bad, what an asshole. But hold on, you get to live your truth. Girls that get to live their truth in our society of falling in love and not being interested in other guys because they're in love. Guys don't get to live their truth of, for many of them, which is falling in love and making her the main. Do you see what I'm saying? Making her the number one. The one who you give your time and effort and your soul and your heart and everything to. Almost everything. But then you get to continue being a man and chasing. Sometimes. And that's not just for like girls, that's in business, it's in life. It's kind of like, you know, once you're in this chasing state, it's fantastic and it feels so masculine and correct. And what feels weird to me is it's like the pinnacle of the mountain. Well done, mate, you've got the girl. Now your reward is you're not allowed to chase anymore. It's like saying, well done, you just slayed the army, you just won, and now we're cutting your balls off. You're not allowed to slay anymore. You're not allowed to slay. I didn't mean it like that. That's like a slang word. But like I meant it kind of in a war way. You're not allowed to go to, Oh, well done, mate. You're the king. You just beat the foreign army. Now we're going to cut your balls off. You're not allowed to go to war again. We're going to take away your manhood. That's weird. That feels so wrong to me. Shouldn't the reward be, and people will cringe from this, shouldn't, and this is me just expressing thoughts, I'm not strongly advocating, I'm kind of struggling with what's the way, and why is my heart and soul and body pulling in different directions? For example, when I've loved a girl, in my soul, in my heart, spirit, whatever you want to say, I want just them there, everything. But I still want to fuck other girls. But it's not. They're not everything though. The one I love is everything. Do you see what I'm saying? This has been my experience, and not many people validate this as men. They kind of are all cucked. I really think they're all cucked, and I mean that. I'm not trying to be like finding internet slang. I really think they're like wife jacks, where they're like, "That's just so wrong, man. That's really, hey, you're not in real love, man. If you're seeing other, no." I disagree. That's not been my experience at all. My experience has been, I get the girls when I'm in a period of absolute pursuit max of women, all of them, asking them all out, every girl I find beautiful, asking every single one out. And from that extreme pursuing maxing, right, if you want to say that, extreme polyamory period of life where I'm like, yes, 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 you, yes, I want you all. From those periods of my life is when you end up with the text or the girl saying to you, can it be just us? What a funny way to reward. Think of it from the male perspective. What a funny way to reward extreme polyamory. Your reward now for chasing all these girls and satisfying a lot of them is now you're not allowed to chase anymore, but you get to give it all to me. That's nice, that's beautiful, but it kind of feels a little bit castrating. What do you mean? Can't you be my main? Can't you be my everything? And sometimes there's some pursuits here and there, you don't need to, whatever. Why is that a big deal? And Andrew Tate's, like, I'm serious, I'm dead serious, and girls will say, asshole. No, actually consider the meat and bones of what I'm saying. Actually consider what I'm saying. Instead of saying, that asshole, just because it goes against the social norm. No, deconstruct my argument and tell me why it's wrong. Under what moral, get this, under what moral structure is what I'm saying wrong? Because girls will go, well, it just feels wrong, and it feels right when you're in love to just be with a guy. Yeah, that's how girls feel. And some guys would feel that way, but generally, I'm generalizing, that's how girls feel. That's not how guys feel. That's not been my experience, and I know a lot of guys that would align to this. Now, one reason Tate went so viral, and that I like Andrew Tate so much, forget the issues with him and the things he's accused of, that's not relevant to this. What is relevant is he's one of the only guys who validated what a man is in loads of ways. And one of the ways was he said, look, men are going to be men. And he would say on podcasts, he'd say, I've had to tell girls, like, I love you, you're my girl, I love you so much. And he said men all love their girl so much, and they'll still want to fuck that bitch. And do you know what's crazy? It's so true. Let me share a story, an actual story. It's quite quick, but it's so true what this guy said. I met a man, I must have been 21, I'm 23 now, I must have been 20. After work, I didn't really want to be there, I was missing my first girlfriend a lot, and I was kind of like, oh, let me just go out and like fucking hang out with the boys and maybe pull some girls or whatever. I was never really trying to pull girls, I kind of didn't want them, but at that time. But that's not my point. There was a man, big guy, big African guy. I couldn't tell how African he seemed. He was mixed. I thought he was mixed, but apparently he was fully African. I couldn't tell because of the lighting. But he's a big guy with cool things in his ears and cool hair. And I walked up to him and I just started speaking to him at the bar. He seemed interesting. I was getting a drink as well. And he told me a story. He said, yeah, I'm out. I've broken up with my girlfriend of like 5 or 6 years. I said, damn, how come? He said, yeah, well, honestly, you want to know? He's like, oh, no, sorry, let me remember. So one thing he said to me, he was turning 40 and he said, I still don't know who I am yet. And that was crazy because I was trying to work out who I am at that time. And I was like, fuck, he's 40, he still doesn't know. When are we ever going to know who we really are? Fuck, that's what I was thinking. But then the other story he told me was, I can't remember which one came first, is that he had cheated on his girl of 6 years or 5 or 6 years that he loved. I'm a random guy, he doesn't know, he had no reason to lie to me. He said, yeah, I loved her very much, but there was a girl with a big bunda, big ass that he really, really fancied. He wanted to have sex with her, but he didn't love this girl, he just wanted to have like a night with her. But he had a choice. This girl had basically said, look, you can come over, whatever, and he had a choice to make, spend the night, another night with a girl he loves, the girl he genuinely loved, and he seemed quite messed up, this guy, about it. The girl he'd been with for years and years and years, or shag this girl with a fat ass who he just wanted to have for that night. He made the decision to shag the girl for that night. Now, I assumed he was going to regret it. I said, oh man. And he said his first girlfriend broke up with him and over it. And I said, do you regret it? And he was like, no. He said, not at all, because that's my truth. He said something, I can't remember if he said that's my truth, but that's what the translation would be. He said, I wanted it and I made my decision and I lost something really real, but that stuck with me, because it's like, damn, if only girls understood, if only his girl was like, look, he's a top man. So I don't know if he's a top man, but all right, he's been there for me always. I'm his number one forever. His heart is with me. He wants to fuck that bitch tonight, whatever. I'm not going to even think about it. But obviously, one would get extremely jealous. But it's like, I don't know, it seems to be the truth I see in men. Obviously, I guess now I say it out loud, it can be the truth for women as well. But I think it's more true for men. I guess that's what it seems to be the case, because when these steroids have hit me, I feel more of a pull. But then I also, in a weird way, now I'm contradicting myself, because as these steroids hit me, I kind of feel extremely protective as well, really protective. Like, if I was like, so I also feel a pull towards the opposite of polyamory. Like, there's been girls at work that I fancy, and I'm like, oh, if me and her were to get together, I'd feel really protective. I want it to be just her, and I'd like, yeah, I don't know. These roids seem to mimic a protective feeling also. High androgen seems to be a protective state, not just a pursue all the bitches state. It's also a, this is my girl and I'm going to defend her feeling, which is also very nice. And so I'm pulled in all these directions, and it's like really confusing and weird. And it's like, on one side of me, like, I want to just devote to one girl who's worth it right now, fully, and never switch up. That's what I want in one part of me. I guess the spirit is the way of saying that. But then, I don't know, the flesh, is that what the Bible would call it? I'm not even a Christian, but something else, I mean, steroids obviously part of it, is pulling me in a true, like, nice way, not in an evil way, to just pursue all the girls. I want to holler at them all. I want to just, like, you know, respectfully be Lux Maxa influencer and just live stream all day and just approach all the pretty girls. It's just fun. It's just fun. Maybe it's just the steroids or the masculinity or the testosterone. It's just like fun. Hollering, pursuing, wanting to connection max with everyone. Girls is what I mean, though. Not just for like a sexual reason, but also because it's just nice to connect with another human. And what's weird to me is, let's say I get a girl and she's like, I love you so much, can it be just us though? And I'm like, no, I enjoy meeting people and connection maxing with them, but you can be my absolute main forever, my number one, before anyone else, bae. Before anyone else. But for real, they probably wouldn't be cool with it. Not many people are cool with that in the West. And the price for it, according to Andrew Tate, and people would question me looking up to him, but he's one of the only guys who pulled it off. Say what you will about him, he's pulled it off. He says the price is you have to be an extremely, really top man, like top 1 in 1,000. He said you got to be like rich, money's going together, muscles, looking good, status, people know you, protected, you got security. He says you've got to be like that type of level of guy. And then he says the same girls that would say, I'd never do that, will say it for you. And it's kind of that rock star effect. And we can all say, this is bullshit, this is such cap, oh my god, this is capping, women would never do that, good girls would never do that, they don't love him. Well, I like people like Lil Peep and Juice WRLD, they've both died now, sadly. But look at their shows, especially Lil Peep. The girls are like, they're not thinking he's going to be loyal to me. They're thinking I want him tonight, now. That's what they're thinking. Trust, they're all grabbing his hands and shit and like won't let go of it. They want him that night. They're like, you know, screaming crazy shit. And it's like, if you become that level of man all the time, you've got that rock star effect. It's not hard to believe that, yeah, you'd be able to get like 5 girls who would consent to being with 5 women, you know, like sometimes having girls on the side. But I don't know. I'm like, well, the internet's got me cooked. I said that in a song where I'm gonna finish this video. I'm getting tired, but maybe the internet's got me cooked because maybe I didn't need to know that it's possible if you become a high enough level of man to have good women genuinely consent. They're not cool with it, but they consent to it. you having multiple women. The part of it which appeals to me isn't the novelty. If I try and share this with people, they think I'm being some kind of dickhead. No, it's not like, yeah, I'm the mega G, I've got bitches. No, it's like absolutely not that for me. The only part which feels right about that to me personally is freedom of the soul to connect to people. It's like, why should I work so hard to become so valuable so that one woman says, you can be, I'll be with you and you can be with me and we can be together forever and we can share a million moments. Fantastic. That's great. But I'm not allowed to, this world's very big and there's a lot of beautiful, amazing people, but I'm not allowed to sometimes meet other people as well. I mean, they'd let me meet other men as like friends. What about other girls? Why can't I also share good moments with some other girls sometimes? Like, genuinely, what is the reason? What is the actual reason? Because a girl would just say, well, that's just wrong, asshole. No, like, why? I don't get it. It's weird. It's like, your reward for being so great is that you get connection with just me, no one else. Why? I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's like, is it Christianity in our culture? Is it just female nature affecting the culture? We say we're in a patriarchy, maybe we're in a matriarchy, because, at least on this topic, because it's like female nature would be, oh, he's mine, he's only for me then. Male nature, at times has felt like that for me, but then at other times it's pulled me far away from that to just pursue Max. And I really like that as well. It's more fun, it feels more exciting. I wish I could, I think I'm gonna, like, genuinely, as much as I'm saying all this shit, the only way to answer this isn't by sitting here and kind of praying, God, answer this for me, or like asking people watching this who can just say asshole or whatever they want, because that's what people say. They don't really talk about this shit. They just say, oh, you're questioning the monogamy idea, asshole. It's like, no, that doesn't make sense. Give me an explanation that makes sense. Ground it in logic. I don't get it. I don't understand. What is it, just because a man hasn't reached the level where he's allowed to do that? Or am I cooked? Or am I cooked? And maybe what really bothers me personally is that something is so right about monogamy in the sense of two people giving everything to each other. It's so beautiful, it's so perfect, it's so right, it feels so right. But something about it feels wrong to me. Just one piece, like it's like you're supposed to choose it. You're supposed to choose it. You're supposed to go. You're supposed to be allowed to jump out anytime, which obviously is not what people want, but because it's scary. But if it's like no rules, you're allowed to. You can have every woman in the world. No rules, babe. Then when you choose her, 9 times out of 10, isn't that more of an honor? I always think about this. If you say to a man, you're a woman, and you say, you can have any girl whenever you want, doesn't matter, and then he's with you 95% of the time, and then 5% of the time he's in the street, you know, he's just hollering at girls and sometimes he shacks them, no big deal, there's nothing, and he loves you, his main girl, isn't that more of an honor than the guy who never hollers at other girls? Can he even get them? Can he even get other girls? Do other girls even want him? Is he even valuable? Have you got a G, or have you got a guy who can't pull anyone else? Well, you'll know if you let him 5% of the time, you know, holler at other girls. And if he's free and he keeps choosing you, even though he's getting pussy, he's getting other girls, isn't that a great honor? Like, wow, he must really love me. He can get all these girls, and yet he chooses me. But if he's locked in by some kind of moral rule that, oh, you're not allowed to cheat, that's against the law, the moral law, it's like, does he really want you every day? Or is it just like not allowed to not? I don't know, it's just something I think about, you know, maybe I'm cooked to, I guess if I could I express myself a bit better? What am I trying to say to finish, to close? I'm trying to say I'm mixed up personally between religion, which sounds right and it says, but I don't think it's from God, but it's right in a lot of ways, in the sense it says monogamy is better for the family and for the country and all that shit. I agree, but I don't think it aligns with what a man is and what a man wants. But the part I think is beautiful is like devoting to your family and devoting to your woman, and that's so amazing. Putting all of your effort and energy and love in one direction, that's so beautiful, and putting it to one person, that's so right. But being forced to is so wrong. Do you understand? It's like, you should be advised to, like, you should do that. Not if you don't do that, it's really bad. Because then it's like a chain. I have an issue with like the moral chain pulling me. You know, you're not allowed to do that. It's like, why don't you say, why don't we have the rule of everyone's allowed to do what they want? And if they choose one girl all the time, 95% of the time, isn't that a great honor? This, imagine, like, this is what I'm trying to say. If Lil Peep, the rapper, is having like 20 girls every night, and then at some point he's denying loads of them almost every night to be with one girl, and then some nights like he fucks a girl, whatever. Isn't that one girl gonna go, wow, like he was having like 20 girls every night, and now he's like having me basically every day, and sometimes he like shags some girl, whatever. Isn't that a great honor compared to, he never had loads of girls, and it's like he's not allowed to anyway. I wouldn't let that happen. I don't know. I think it's more of an honor, but you know, maybe I'm just cooked. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, there's a pull in, definitely more in men. Women will go, I understand as well. No, you don't. No, you don't. I can tell you, the way I feel from these roids has made a difference, and that's doubling my masculine drive feelings. So I can tell you, women don't know the feeling, and they don't get the pulls. At least for a high testosterone man, they're pulling in multiple directions. One is like, I want to devote to one woman because it's so right and so beautiful and so amazing and so perfect and beautiful. And then on the other side, it's like, I want to holler at every single girl that I find pretty because it's just fun. And it's like, also feels right in a different way, in a primal way, in that kind of way. Is there a way to put those together? The only way I can think to put those together, at least temporarily, and maybe it's inappropriate according to a lot of people's philosophy, moral philosophy, maybe the only way to put them together is to holler at loads of girls, and with every single one, connection and love max, heart completely open, and then just see which one I end up wanting to be with basically all the time. And that girl, at some point, if I fall in love with her, will probably say, in the real world that we're in, she'll probably say, okay, enough, you know, it's been enough of them shagging other girls, now choose me. But I wonder, would it be possible to have that girl say, well, sometimes if you see those other girls, whatever, it's no big deal because I'm your main. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe you'd have to really do a lot for her. I don't know, maybe it's just silly. Maybe it's all just silly. Because I have discipline. I have so much discipline. But I feel somewhat it's inappropriate to place discipline over my primal urges, which aren't destructive. And it's not like I'm waking up with murder on my mind. There's a song about that, and I'm having to resist it. No, I'm waking up with just wanting to, you know, holler at all the pretty girls. It feels so right. It feels so right. I want to pursue them all and have a connection with all of them, all the ones I can. And what feels right to me, I guess I'm going to conclude it like this, and a lot of people would disagree with this, but I'm going to share it like this. I'm going to say it like this, we'll conclude it like this. Someone very close to me, and two people close to me, I was sharing that I like Andrew Tate, and they're really against that. They think I'm cooked, and I really like Andrew Tate. I don't think he's as bad as they say, but you know, whatever. I like him, and I hope he didn't hurt anyone. But that's not my point. Okay, what was I trying to say? Okay, I was telling him that I like the fact that he's pulled off having multiple girls, and I know it's hard. I know he's a top 0.1% man. I'm really interested by that idea. I'm very intrigued by it, and I'd love to pull it off because it's what an honor. What an honor to be like, girls are like, you're so great that I'll let you sometimes fuck some other girls because I love you. I understand. I get it, babe. I love you as long as you come back to me. What an honor. What a fucking G. He pulled it off. And all these other wife jacks are like, they don't really love him. They're just fucking pissed that their girl won't let him do it. They're fucking pissed that they didn't get to that level, or they didn't even try it. They didn't have the bollocks to try it because a lot of girls just leave. You know, so fair point. A lot of girls are like, fuck you. That's not love, you know, because they've been told love isn't that. But no, that sometimes love is that. Sometimes love is, if you're going to be real, if we're going to take the chains off men and say, hey, you're allowed to shag. Oh, I'm allowed to shag now? Okay, well, I want to be with my babe 9 times out of 10, and sometimes I'll fuck some other girl. That's probably what would happen, and it would be like so natural, and like it would be fine. It would be fine. But in the West, we're like, no, that's terrible. And this is when, okay, I was coming to a conclusion and I got distracted. I told some people very close to me, I said I like Tate and I like the fact he's got multiple girls and I want to try it. I wonder if I can pull it off. I'm not, I haven't got as far as he has at all, but I do. And one person's advice was, do it. You have to. One person was saying, don't do it, this is terrible, this is wrong. The other person, I really like their advice. They said, do it. Because I don't think it's going to be for you. I think you aren't actually that guy who wants to be with multiple. I think you actually do want to be with one, and you will love that way more, and you do want to devote to it, but you're just so obsessed with the idea, not just from Tate, but since before that, of like, what would it be like to have loads of girls and pursue Max and women Max and everything Max, and not relationships, like literally just, like multiple at the same time, but not just shagging, like everything at the same time, like connection. And they said to me, do it as fast and as properly as you can, because you'll probably work out. And the individual who told me had tried it, interestingly, they had tried it and they told me the whole story. And the point was, it's not fulfilling. Now, they were doing more like sex maxing, but still, like not connection maxing, but still, they made the point to me that it's just like fun and novelty, but it kind of wears off quite quickly if you do it properly. So their advice to me was, do it. Be really good at it. Looks max, be an influencer, shag all the fit girls, connection max with all of them, try and pull off the Tate thing, and don't be surprised. Their advice to me was, if it leaves you empty, try and do it really, really, really fast if you can, so that your true hunger for beautiful, loyal, true, beautiful, godly monogamy comes back and never leaves. So I guess, the biggest thing pulling me away from permanent monogamy with a walking green flag type girl, of which I know some, one in particular, it's just this obsession with like, well, I'm a man and my male biology pulls me to all the girls, and shouldn't I pursue that because that's natural for me, and blah, 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 blah. And I really like the advice that one person gave to me of, do it. Polyamorous Max, do it properly. Do it fully and do it properly, and don't fuck around. Well, you'll be fucking around, but be serious about it so you can really taste that fruit and see if it's for you, because they don't think it is for me. And they're probably right. But I need to know that as soon as possible. And just to conclude, that's what Russell Brand found out. Russell Brand, perfect example. Pretty boy, wanted by all the girls, such a sexual energy, big time. He had all the girls, he had the fame, the money, the power, all that shit. And he has concluded at age 40 or 50 or something, that that's all bullshit, and he should have just stayed with the godly girl way earlier. He's got kids with her now, but he says he should have just stayed with her way earlier. He knew her when he was young, and he just waited years fucking around, being like a... So I guess that's why I'm going to read his book, because hopefully he's going to say, that's all bullshit, because... And the story he tells might relate to me, because maybe I am like him, just looking for that true love and connection, which he said he was looking for in the wrong ways. Maybe I'm that guy as well. I've looked for it in wrong ways, but I'm so intrigued by this idea of being I'm so interested in the plan I have written. There's a lot of things, nothing to do with this subject. I've got a whole plan, and I want to wing it. I want to bang it out as fast as possible. The whole plan of my life at the moment. I'll just share a little bit. Love max, connection max, money max. I'm gonna stop saying all this max shit. But like, there's actual ideas of how I'm gonna do each thing. Influencer max, and actually do it, and actually pull it off, and taste that fruit fully. And maybe I won't like it. If I like it, I like it, and it is what it is. And I end up with multiple girls and being an influencer, and they'll have my kids, and I'll be like the next Andrew Tate, and that'll be a ride, won't it? But if it isn't for me, at least the woman thing, a multiple girl thing, I'll probably end up going, this is bullshit. I just want to give everything to one girl, and it'll be authentic that time. And then when I do that, I won't be sitting there thinking, I wonder what it's like to be with no, I've been there, I've done that. That's bullshit. This is where it's at. Yeah. Feel me? That's what I want. I want that, like, fuck that shit. I want this shit. I want to be sure. I don't want to fuck anyone around. You know what I mean? Like good women, good people, good-hearted people. That's so wrong. it's still good, it's still rolling. But yeah, I'm gonna finish the video here. But is there anything else I can add? I keep saying I'm cooked. I don't think I'm actually cooked, but yeah, I've been pulled in lots of directions, and it's hard to know what's right. But the Bible would say one thing, your friends might say another thing, your heart and your hormones will say another thing, and it's so confusing. Some men will be like Tate's interesting. Tate will be like, look, don't align to your natural primal urges because that's part of being a man. I really hear that. I'm like, that sounds right. Men should be allowed to be men. If that means having a main and having some girls on the side, what? I don't see what's wrong with. Isn't that an honor? Isn't that a flex? Isn't that cool? Like, oh yeah, he's got loads of girls, but I'm his main. So isn't that like, I'm his main, like, fuck you. Isn't that a flex? Like, yeah, he shags a lot of girls, everyone wants him, and you're his main. Isn't that a flex? I don't, it's a flex, like, it's an honor. Like, that's how I see it. Like, maybe I'm thinking very masculine, like, I would feel it was, if I was the main, I'd feel an honor, whatever. But also it's a little bit like, well, why can't he just be with the main? I understand that as well. And I guess the quickest route for a man like Tate or a crazy guy like me to do that is probably to taste the fruit of polyamory, not like it or see a problem with it, and then do mega monogamy and stick to it forever. Without ever wondering again, what's it like to do that? Hold on, I know, it's not for me. Boom. Do you know what I'm saying? And then some other people's advice to me might be, oh, you just need God. You just need, just ask God. Just get God to do it. But I don't believe in God. I think, well, I need God, bruv. I do need God. I do need God, man. Because I had a perfect girl, and then I fucked that up, and I was fucked up about that for so long. I was like, I don't want anyone else. I still wanted to shag him, but I didn't really want anyone else ever again. I've never wanted anyone else ever since then. I've shagged girls and I've pleasured them and all that, and it's been fun. I've liked it. I've enjoyed that. Great, fantastic. But I haven't like really wanted someone ever again. That girl was such a green flag. She was perfect. It's how I felt, and I feel like she reached the bar. Like it's right. It's on a deep level. I feel like it would be wrong. Like it's like I can't really rewrite it. It's like a deep level that says, no, she's the one. I can't. There's no two ways about it. So then I'm conflicted. Like why did I do what I did? I'm not going to talk about that now, but and I've reflected. Like, what's up with me? Why am I like this? Is it my male biology? Is Tate right? I don't know if I said this in this video. I'll finish with this. I'll actually finish with this. Andrew Tate's father, cheated on their mother with a young girl, pretty girl. And they got divorced, and it ruined the family. And they broke up, and they barely saw their father after that, and it really fucked the boys up. And they missed their dad, and they loved their dad. And the father said, they said, why are you guys getting divorced? And he said, I'll tell you when you're older. When they're older, he did say, look, there was a young girl, I cheated on your mother, men will be men, it is what it is. I'm sure you understand. And they loved him so much, and they said, you're right, Dad, yeah, men will be men, it is what it is, that's what men are like. And maybe because they accepted that as true, they said to themselves, well, we don't want to get left by our girlfriends for being men, for being horny, for wanting to shag everyone, all the girls. So how do we make a system where our girls let us sometimes have some other girls? And in fairness to them, say what you will about the Tates, but they did pull it off. They actually have managed to get girls okay with them being with other girls sometimes. In fact, more than sometimes. So if they pulled that off, how am I as a man, and this is why the internet's cooked me, how can I as a man ever, and the internet's cooked all of us in different ways, it's given women unrealistic expectations with, Instagram and all that. What they can have and what they can reach. But it's given me rare expectations where I'm saying, wow, if I become a top man, my girl will probably allow me to sometimes see other girls. And do you know what the joke of it is? If I was allowed to, I probably wouldn't even do it. It's not in my nature. I'd be like, and this is why I'm cooked, because I'd be like, I'm actually allowed to, so the chains are off. Oh, great, so I can just be with you all the time, forever. But I'm not locked to it. I get to choose you every day. Do you see what I'm saying? And I don't know why I'm wired like that. I want to choose someone every day. Yeah, you can fuck anyone you want anytime. Okay, I'm gonna be with you forever. I don't want any of them. It's like, oh, they're not exciting now. But if it's like you're not allowed to, it has to be just me. Even if you love the girl, it's like, why do I need to be forced? Do you know what I'm saying? Is that valid or am I invalid? I don't know. This is just my feelings, so they're obviously valid. But yeah. On this note, I do feel a bit cooked and by the internet and everything, and I'm gonna call someone today, an old school friend, who messaged me out of the blue one day, and he said, "God is real. I felt the sense to tell you, God is real." And I found that really odd. He just messaged me and said, "God is real." And I've messaged him back. It's been like a year or two. He messaged me when I was in Australia. And I said, I want to speak to you about that. Because I need it. You know, when I first got in love, I was following the teachings of Jesus at that time. And I was looking for a girl who aligned to what the Bible says is a good woman. And it worked until I stopped following the Bible. And then I said, oh, I've had sex out of wedlock, well, therefore I'm not a Christian, therefore I'm a phony, I can't follow Christianity anymore, I failed, so let me just reject it all. And then it all went downhill. But if I followed the Bible, if I stayed a Christian, I'd be like, well, a man does this, and this, and I'd still be with, you know, that girl today, and I'd be what the Bible says a man should be. But my issue is, if I don't believe that the Bible is the word of God, I can't follow it. Even though I know I'd be a better man, better boyfriend, better husband if I followed that shit. So this is why I want to make a religion based on truth that is real, but has these similar teachings on what men and women should do, because it's the better way, you know? And to figure out the better way, I guess I have to just get in these streets and fuck it up again. So, my fucking ass. When I sit down, my ass just hurts after a while. I can't feel it, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna stop this video, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, I don't know. I don't know. I think I know what I have to do. I think I have to pursue Max, all these girls with an open heart and with love. Get tons of experience with tons of girls, so I already know what a good girl is, a good woman. I already know. I've already met one or two really good women. I always knew that, their value, but so it's not that reason, but it's what I want to do now, truthfully. And that is the quickest route to me pulling off the Andrew Tate multiple women thing and seeing for myself if it's for me or if I can even do it. And then once I've actually pulled it off, instead of speak maxing and talk maxing, I've actually accomplish maxed. I gotta stop saying max. Then I can reflect, and I might make a video on it again to share it. Then I can reflect on, is it for me? Is it fun? Is it right? Is it real love? Is it worth it? Is it worth more? Does it feel better than when I was with one girl and being loyal before I wasn't loyal? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm thinking about. And I'm sick of thinking. I need to just do. And so on that note, I'm going to end this. I'm going to take the little bit of steroid. It's called Anavar, this one. Didn't even swallow it. Yeah. I'm going to stop the video and just take action every day. Every day. Even though I've got 2 jobs, I'm going to have 2 jobs shortly, which is going to take most of my time. Genuinely, and this is a promise to myself. This isn't to whoever's watching, but you know, yeah, if someone's watching, cool. Oh, no one really watches my shit. So it's more a thing to myself. I'm gonna stop being a speak max. Everyone around me says I kind of talk a lot, and it's not true. I do get shit done. There's a lot of stuff I've done, but they're right that I talk too much. I should, you know, I'm always going to talk a lot. I'm a talker, but I'm going to also do, you know. So on that note, I know what I have to do. And I've just expressed, you know, out there to the world what some of my reasons are, you know. It's not purely, oh, I'd love to be a looks max influencer and just holler at all the girls. It's not just that. It's partly that. It's just that it seems fun. I want to do it. But but also it's like, that's my closest. I also want to try out what Andrew Tate's done. Is it possible for me? Is it the way? Is it good for me? Could I do it? Because then I wouldn't have to worry. I could be in love with girls, and I'm allowed to pursue other girls sometimes. And the joke of it is, I'd probably barely do it. Second, I'm in love with a girl, like probably one of these girls I fall in love with that I'm hollering at, and she'll be like, "Oh, can you just be with me?" I'll be like, "No, but like I can make you my main," and they'll be like, "Okay, fine." And then I'll probably just treat them like my girlfriend and probably be with them like all the time. But I'll be allowed, if I want, to holler at some other girl anytime. I don't know, that means something to me. It's kind of like, I guess the moral of this story that I'm trying to share, even though people might disagree with it morally, there's something castrating about monogamy. Oh, you've worked so hard, you've been so polyamorous, you've spoken to every single girl in the city that you fancy, and now a few of them want to wife you up and make you their boyfriend, and you have to just be with them. Your reward for being extremely virile and like going after every single woman and being full of energy and love and light is castration. Now you're not allowed to pursue anymore. Just me. Something about that's wrong. Something about that isn't right. It should be, well done. Now can you direct the maximum amount of that energy to me, please? Of course. I'd love nothing more than to do that. Direct all my love, light, and energy to you, that I can. But I'm still free to direct it elsewhere if and when I want to. And the joke of it is, I personally would probably end up directing 99.9% of it to there. And then sometimes holler at some other girl, just, oh no, whatever. Because I'm a man. And it seems to align with what I am. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, one must be what they are unapologetically. And the quickest route to find people who love you is probably to unapologetically be who you are. Maybe that's what I need to do. Not live up to any standard apart from the one which feels right to me. And the truth of the matter is, the quickest route for me to find girls that would be down for that, if that is my thing, if that is what I want, I don't even know yet, is to do it. Is to stop talking it and walk it. So I guess the moral of this story is, be who and what you are proudly and openly and unapologetically, and not secretly, and loudly and openly and honestly. And those who like you, how you are, will stick. And those who aren't cool with it, or the way you run business of life, will leave. That's probably the best way. So I guess that's what I'm going to do now. But it does sadden me that there's a lot of good girls out there that wouldn't even be open to the idea of being a main. Like, oh, you've got like 4 girls in your life, but I can be the absolute main. Yeah, you can be the absolute #1 main. I just sometimes like see that. No big deal. And I don't know, it seems like an honor to me, but a lot of people would be like, gross, that's just not love. And where did they get their idea of love from? It's not real. But that's just my thoughts on this topic. So I'm gonna end the video there. But I should call this, I don't know. I don't know what to call it. But I'm gonna get stuff done now for the rest of the day. But thank you for watching. I made a really long video, and I don't know who's gonna see it, but I thought since I said so much, I'd better follow it up with this, just to finish it. What I'm trying to say is, I'm very let down by my inner wiring, and it's betrayed me many times, because I'll be pulled in many ways, and this is one of the reasons why one being me and many men and people, really needs a structure to bound your soul, because our soul there's so much we can do with the power we have, especially, the power I have, and all of us in your life. But if you have no boundaries, no rules at all, absolutely limitless, it's kind of hard to do anything. It's like the story of the genius who is unorganized as fuck and can't really pull anything off. Many geniuses for many years of their lives don't pull much off because they haven't got a structure, and then finally they get a structure in place and they're just the best. But you can't be having no rules at all, So I guess I'm trying to say, religion and stuff like that, Christianity, Islam, or just a doctrine of moral truth that we just live by, especially for relationships and stuff like that, can be really good. Really, really good, because people have struggled with this since the dawn of time. That's why the Bible calls it the flesh. I'm not a Christian, but I'm referring to the Bible a lot because there's so much truth there, about the flesh. What it means, for those who don't know, is it's talking about the body's primitive desires. We all have those. That's true. Whether you like to call it the flesh or not, doesn't matter. We all have primitive desires. And if you just pursue them, you eat chocolate all day long, you just take drugs all day long, you drink alcohol all day long, you only pursue sex all day long, you're not going to do much in life. You're going to just kind of like rot or die or like overdose or just kind of waste your life. One needs some kind of discipline from something. Maybe from self-control, or just everyone knows you don't drink too much alcohol, that's dumb. Like, whatever it is, it could be from religion, or it could be from, like what I just said, everybody knows, like a inner kind of mantra. We need a structure. I need a structure, especially on love and relationships. Otherwise otherwise I don't want to leave a long trail of baby mamas. God willing, I beat the thing I'm going to try and beat soon, which I don't want to talk about right now. It's a physical challenge. It's not the steroids, which I'm taking mild ones anyway, and not too much. But during that time, I'm going to be taking the real challenge, which is to try and beat celiac disease, and that's a challenge on my body. That I'll probably be able to handle it. What was I trying to say? But yeah, God willing, I beat that. Then it's very likely I'm going to be in these streets pursuing a lot of women, and if I have no structure about it at all, I don't want to end up getting girls pregnant and they have my kids and I'm not in love with them. That wouldn't be right for a family. You know what I'm saying? So I will force some level of discipline on myself to only have sex with girls that I could have a family with. But if we want to take that one step further, couldn't I just say, why don't I only be close with the right girl? You know what I'm saying? If we want to take it one step further, so certainly some level of discipline would help, is a good thing. But I'm really reluctant to have a lot of discipline on this because I think it's unnatural. And so, as you can see, I'm pulled by different directions, aligned to my natural urges because they're from nature and they're right. Don't align to my natural urges because they're the flesh and that leads to destruction. That's what the Bible says. And just follow what my spirit says, and it wants love and connection with everyone, and all the girls, and loads of them, even if they're a bad girl and not good for me. Or the discipline part of my prefrontal cortex says, don't be stupid, only get close with girls who are good news because then it won't. Do you know what I'm saying? There's so much confliction. I'm just cooked. I need God, bruv. I need God.